You're tuned into Human by AI with Ashish Garg. Real, unscripted conversations about how humans and AI are shaping the future of community finance. Grab your favorite drink and let's dive in.
Hey, welcome back. Human by AI, the GAC 2026 edition in Washington, D.C. I have with me one of my dearest CEOs that I've known for a very, very long time. His name is Kevin Bacon. Did I get that right, sir?
Kevin Bacon, I saw his jazz band play here a couple of years ago. One of the vendors sponsored a session, and it was the fabulous Bacon Brothers. They actually play in a band. And
I had no idea, but can you tell everybody your real name? And also, what do you do, where do you work, and where do you live, Kevin?
Yes. Kevin Cole, I am the president and CEO of MidOregon Credit Union located in Bend, Oregon, which is also where I work.
I see. And Kevin, how long have you been in the credit union movement?
28 years I've been in the credit union movement. I came from a lender that we were making loans that probably would be illegal now. So it was a refreshing change to come to the credit union and make loans that actually help people.
Yeah, that's awesome. What were those illegal loans or supposedly illegal?
Mortgages with 10 points
Wow.
in fees and pretty high rates. So people who really couldn't afford that kind of a loan. So yeah, that was, I sleep much better with my job now.
Awesome. Very, very happy to know. Very happy to know. And this is part of the reason I love the credit union movement, the way it supports people. And you probably already know this, but for my audience, my first home was financed by a credit union. Even though no bank would give me a loan, I had a little bit of a lower credit score.
Yes. Technology Credit Union.
This was Provident Credit Union.
Provident Credit Union.
In Redwood City, California.
Yeah.
And of course, later the home appreciated and lots of things happened. But Kevin, the reason I have you here today, the topic of my podcast is Human by AI.
Okay.
Where we explore sort of AI and also the human angle to AI. So let me start by asking you, are you an AI skeptic or an AI believer?
Boy, I really vacillate from day to day. There's some days I think, man, this is really going to be great. And then some days that I think, man, this is garbage that we're all so hyped up about. But I made some really good progress. About 4 weeks ago, I was in Hawaii at the Q's conference, and they put CEOs and board chairs through an AI hackathon exercise where they gave us these prompts and showed us how to actually use AI to do a product innovation process.
Yeah.
And that put me a long way from the skeptic to the believer phase. In fact, my proposal was so good and my infographic was so beautiful at the end that I thought to myself, man, if one of my VPs pitched this to me, I would totally say yes, even though it's just vapor.
Fascinating. And Kevin, knowing that you've been in the industry for a while, let's talk about some of areas where you have either deployed AI in your credit union or are thinking, and what are some of the efficiency gains you're seeing?
Yeah, so most people don't think about it this way, but credit unions have been using AI for a long time in the form of FICO scores, right? FICO score is a predictive AI in essence. And so Zest AI is one of the products that we deployed. It was essentially a more advanced version of predictive AI. And Zest is now decisioning about 70% of our loan requests on a fully automated basis.
I see.
So we reassigned 2 people that were underwriting loans to other jobs at the credit union, and we still have 2 people that look at the other 30% of the loans. So that was a big shift for our organization to transition people from a job that has been essentially eliminated into another type of job. They didn't lose their job. We found something else more productive for them to do.
I see. And so what I'm understanding is you're using an AI underwriting algorithm or an AI agent or assistant to underwrite 70% of your loans. When people apply for a loan, the AI will go through that and give you a decision whether to give them a loan or not. And
Correct.
What APR, I guess, or what interest rate.
Correct.
And 70% is done by that. And the remainder 30%, you still have humans looking at it.
Correct. There's, the bottom 20% is easy. The top 30% is easy. You have about 50% in the middle that gets a little bit more in the gray area. So that 30% are the real sort of marginal loan requests, or they have some kind of complexity that necessitates a human to look at it. We're just venturing into other applications for AI. I think Voice Plus from Eltropy is one of our kind of first conversational intelligence tool that we're using to be able to try to serve members. And so we've been learning with Eltropy through that process and making good progress. But we really kind of have restricted our staff's access to, ChatGPT and things on network for data security purposes at this point. But I know that's a limited time window when we're going to be able to do that before it starts causing us to be less competitive than we want to be.
I agree. So another thing, another topic, Kevin, to discuss is the fears of AI. And a lot of people are very fearful about job loss, about displacement of sort of this whole white collar workforce that we have. Are you seeing some of these fears amongst your employee base in your credit union, in your communities? Are you seeing any of that?
Yeah, well, ironically, we've been seeing these fears long before ChatGPT was a thing. Even with the robotic AI process, RPA, process automation. In fact, we sent our software development team out to go find, what are the most valuable projects that we could work on right now. And they went in this one department and they found a lot of, brainless manual processes that people were doing, and they were doing them for a significant amount of time each day. And so we built some automation jobs around that. And in that very first interview with the developers, one of the employees said, well, what am I going to do all day if you automate these things? So, and this wasn't even anywhere near, a large language model, artificial intelligence type implementation. This was like, early 2000s scripting and, Power On and Scimitar. It was not very, so we definitely have some fear there. I'm not sure if you read the report that came out Monday that crashed the stock market. That was very plausible. And so I think there's some fear there. I think one of the other challenges is that we have 5 generations in the membership right now. And, there are some parts of those generations that AI is not going to be a part of their life in any meaningful way because it's so foreign to them. And there's parts who have kind of grown up and are totally comfortable with the technology. And so as a service provider to that wide range of people, we have to be able to plug in AI where members are willing to interact with it. And we also have to accept that there are some members that they're never going to be comfortable with that, no matter how cool we make it or how friendly we make it for them. It's never going to work for them. And so I think that's one of the things that we have to balance.
Yeah.
But, we've always been a pretty fast growing organization. We've never laid off an employee in our history since 1957.
I see.
And so I have faith that we will figure out how to navigate this transition.
And let's explore the human side, Ken. I know you've been in the industry for quite some time. You're the leader of your organization. What are some of the areas where human connection?
I think human connection matters in every part of every business. And I will tell you that because you can't really, in today's economy, you can't create a sustainable competitive advantage without it. And what that human connection might look like is how aligned your employees are with the culture of your organization, and how how much people like hanging out with each other. Are they there because they just need to get a paycheck, or are they there because they believe in something that they're doing and they're having fun and they like the people that you're working with? I have yet to find a system that has the ability to replicate that. And so, we're very much a face-to-face culture in MidOregon.
Yeah.
And we've adopted the philosophy as an organization that the members can choose how they want to interact with us. So we're not going to penalize them or incentivize them to do it. We want them to choose, and it's our responsibility to create a great experience for them, however they want to do business with us.
Yeah.
That's really the way that I think about it. But human connection is where you find the why, and you can't, ChatGPT can't care about a community like MidOregon.
And Kevin, last year, I went through this thought exercise about what is competitive differentiation in today's world. And I looked at Eltropy, my company, very, very deeply. And I figured, well, what is it that we do? We produce, according to me, some of the best software out there. We also provide really good service, exceptional service to our clients. But what it really boiled down to more and more is that one of our biggest differentiators in all of this is our culture.
Mm-hmm.
How our people take care of our clients, the service aspect, how our people build software. And then when I peel the culture, it's really at the end of the day about the people and the human connection.
Yeah.
And then since August of last year, believe it or not, I've really taken this to my heart. And I tell everybody, this is a people's business. Like you said, every business is a people's business. And it's really about getting your people fired up and motivated to really create that competitive differentiation.
Mm-hmm.
And then the connection, the human connection that we build as we innovate on AI is what I call human by AI.
Yeah. So when we figure out how we can sell a checking account effectively using your platform as well as we do it in the branch, I will consider that to be another win when we have it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Looking forward to that. And thank you so much. I look forward to having you back again. This is a very rapidly evolving space.
Yeah.
The whole AI usage, etc.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we're going to connect in April.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.